Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Food, Wine, and Whiskey in Your Own Backyard. I am Rob.
Carter here.
And Carter, we got a fun show today, man.
Yeah, man, a little top 5 list stuff going on.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm a thief. I stole this idea. Not that I think it's unique to anybody. I mean, there's been all kinds of lists and everything, but one of the shows I enjoy watching a lot, I'm a big golfer. I love to play golf, and I watch a lot of golf channels. And I found Giuseppe and Joseph and Bob. Bob does sports, and they're golf guys. But they also do a podcast called Brilliantly Dumb. And I started watching that and listening to their podcast, and the guys are hilarious. But they're foodie guys kind of too, and they make some fun food lists. And I'm like, man, our show is all about food, wine, and whiskey. We ought to start coming up with some top 5 lists. And so I kind of stole some ideas from them and thought you and I could come up with our own list and kind of see where we fall on some of these topics.
Yeah, man,
I thought they brought up some interesting topics to talk about, and I thought, you know what, this could be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, man, and you introduced me to those guys today, and I'm definitely going to check them out because they're really funny.
Very, very funny. If you guys haven't checked out Bob Does Sports, if you're into golf at all, these two guys, and sometimes more, there's another guy that they've paired up with a couple of times, Fat Perez, and he's hilarious. Big old boy, kind of big like me, big, but awesome golfer, man. He's a stud. He's an ace out there, and big guys like me, it gives me a lot of hope to go. Or not a lot of hope, but a lot of pride to go. Big guys can play golf.
Yeah, there's more than just John Daly.
Oh yeah, there's probably quite a few more. But it's nice to see him on YouTube, and they do a lot of collaborations with other golf YouTube channels and things like that. So just a fun show to watch if you're into golf at all, or even if you're not, just to go laugh a little. Because I guarantee you, watching an episode of theirs, you're going to giggle a couple times.
Oh yeah, I mean, it didn't take me long.
But they just shoot the shit on their podcast, talk all kinds of stuff. But at the end of every episode, Bob has come up with a top 5 that he sent out previous to recording that episode. So they all put their list together, and then they discuss it. And I thought, you know what? I don't know that we'll always have what they have, but I thought coming up with some top 5 episodes, I actually want to make it a whole episode, not just a quick at the end kind of thing. I want to make it a whole series that we do top 5, and maybe we'll get some of our listeners to give us some ideas on what some of our lists should be on.
Oh yeah. You guys definitely give us some suggestions. We're open for sure. So
and then on that note, we need to say thank you to all of our listeners and people who tune in every week and listen to the episodes. We really appreciate that. It would be huge for the show if you guys wouldn't mind, wherever you listen, Apple or Google, go give us a rating, give us a like, give us some feedback. That really helps the show, helps us in the algorithm, and gets us to move up the board a little bit so other people can find us. So if you guys don't mind doing that, it would absolutely be greatly appreciated.
Oh yeah, and also follow us on the social media.
What? We're on social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Food, Wine, and Whiskey in Your Own Backyard on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram.
Yep.
Everything you can access our stuff. And also if you check out some of our videos, we're going to start posting some of these things on YouTube. Just like and comment, subscribe to the channel. That would be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. All right, let's jump in. Let's talk about the 2 topics. We have 2 lists today in our top 5s.
Yep.
One is top 5 overrated food chains.
Yeah. To me, that there's. It was kind of easy for me.
Was it really?
This one was easy.
Okay. We're going to go 5 to 1, and then our second list is going to be top 5 food and beverage pairings. And notice it's pretty vague there, right? It's not food and wine or food and what. It's whatever whatever that type of food might be, with whatever beverage you want to wash it down with.
Yeah. So that one was harder.
Was it harder?
Oh yeah, because there's so many good ones.
Yeah, there are some good ones. And I'm going to be curious to see what you came up with, because I'm sure we'll have a lot of the same beverages, but I'm wondering what food we may have put it with.
Okay.
So let's start with our top 5 overrated food chains. Now, if I go first on this list, then you go first on the next one. So I'm going to tee it up to you, and you get to pick. You want to go first on this one or the next one?
I'll go first on the next one.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to go first on this one.
Okay.
And we're going to go from 5 to 1, with 1 being our choice for the most overrated food chain.
Okay.
And food chain is not, doesn't have to be, something that's in every state. It can be a regional type, but it's got to be more than one location, multiple locations.
Yeah, for sure.
That most people have at least heard of when they've traveled. They've probably tried it or something like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be fast food. I don't want people to think food chain is directed just at fast food. So you'll hear, at least from my list, I don't know if you list
I
at
mostly
all.
did fast food.
So if you did fast food, then, that's on Carter, but it doesn't have to be that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So my number 5, from 5 to 1, Cheesecake Factory. I think Cheesecake Factory is way overrated.
I didn't know that it was rated.
There you go. So it's overrated. Look, you go to any big town that has a Cheesecake Factory, in the general public, people think Cheesecake Factory is the place to go.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you go there on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, it's packed.
Yeah.
It's absolutely packed. And their menu is like a book.
Oh, it's huge.
It's 14 pages long.
It's enormous, you
Yeah.
know? And I think that's like in itself already a strike, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, and I love cheesecake. Cheesecake might be my favorite dessert.
Yeah.
And I freaking love cheesecake. But if you just want to be a bakery, that's one thing. But like they have food, they have all this, all this thing. If you got a menu bigger than a page, then something's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, once it becomes confusing on what to order, now I'm out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's got to be, I'm a big fan of that one page kind of boom right in front of you. I can go whether I want, chicken, pork, beef, or whatever,
right? And
an appetizer, a couple desserts. I'm good. Make a few things really, really well. And then I'll probably list something else that has an enormous menu that I say I'm a big fan of.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Probably not.
Like the only exception I could say to that kind of thing, like with an enormous menu, is sometimes when you go to a diner, they just have like all of the options that are kind of listed out and done. And so.
But you're not expecting a whole lot from there.
No.
Well, that's not fair to say. You might be. Diners can be great.
They can be. I just think about like if you go to an IHOP or something like that, right? And maybe that's not necessarily a diner, but you've got a bunch of different things, but I don't find it that bad on there.
So I got Cheesecake Factory at my number 5. I think it's really overrated.
Okay.
Number 4 on my list is Subway. I think Subway is way overrated. I think the quality of their sandwich, I think back in the day, Subway used to be king of the sandwich world. And, shit ton of locations all around the globe, not just in the States. But I think there's been some new players come to town that have made, Subway hasn't stepped up their game. Subway's been the same. They've tried to come up with a breakfast flatbread or just a flatbread pizza type of line. That's not doing it for me.
Yeah, so Subway, first of all, apparently their bread isn't even considered bread because it has so much sugar.
Yeah, that's scary. Isn't it?
That's scary. But here's another thing. I just don't think of like this would never cross my list because I've always thought it sucked.
Okay, but how many people eat there?
Yeah, probably tons of people. I'm
so
sure.
Overrated. You agree with me?
Way
overrated.
Yeah.
I mean, you throw a Jimmy John's, a Jersey Mike's, a Firehouse Subs, a Potbelly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's when you give me a list of sandwich places to go to, it's not in the top 5.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
no.
Way overrated.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. I'd agree with you there. The one thing I do like there.
Oh, I thought you never go. You hate it.
I do hate it. I never go there. But there was a time. There was a time because you had the $5 footlong.
Yeah. Split a sandwich, $2.50.
Not.
Or would you eat a footlong?
No, I eat half of it and then I take the rest home and eat the other half. You know? But I used to have kind of a nostalgic like of the meatball sub. And I'm sure it's terrible, but...
hey, back in the day, years ago, I thought I was eating healthy if I had a tuna fish from there. Come to find out.
Not so healthy.
Not so healthy, yeah. So, oops.
Whoops, yeah.
How the hell did that pedophile lose all that weight there? Is that bad to say?
Jared.
I mean,
I immediately like Subway better from after watching Happy Gilmore. You know.
Oh, okay.
You know, he was a, you know, you got a sponsor.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so.
Absolutely. That's number 4. Number 3 on my list. There might be some controversy here, I think, around this part of the country. And I know some other YouTubers that really like this food, but they may be offended. I think it's way overrated. Canes.
Ooh,
Raising
I don't
Cane's
agree
chicken.
with you there. I love
way overrated.
Oh, I love Cane's.
Their chicken is fine. Have no problem with their chicken. But their menu sucks. I mean, there's nothing that you can get other than, do you want a 3-piece, 4-piece, or 5-piece of chicken? You get one sauce.
I thought you like simplified menus.
You get one sauce. No. I didn't say one item on a menu. A menu means you give me options.
Yeah.
You get chicken and the chicken strips. That's it. It's the only choice you have is what quantity do you want. You get one sauce. That's it. Their French fries are frozen. The crinkle French fries out of a bag.
Yeah, the fries are not good.
Yeah,
I just use
Texas toast, and that's your meal. That's all you get. You have no other choice. No sandwich, no salad, no nothing. Overrated, for sure. Overrated.
Okay, I just disagree.
On what way?
Okay,
How
I
is
think
it
their
not?
chicken fingers are really good.
I said that. Chicken's good.
And I think their sauce is excellent. Like that little...
Okay, what if that flavor profile doesn't hit with me? What's my choice?
Ketchup?
They don't even offer ketchup.
Do they not?
No, they do. See, you're not a big Cane's fan. You didn't know that.
I always eat the sauce. I never even ask for ketchup. I ask for extra sauces.
You always eat the what?
The sauce. That's what she said. The cane sauce. the secret sauce.
The secret sauce. Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of Cane's. I mean, if there's a Chick-fil-A close by, I'm going there every single time. Not even close.
Okay, well.
Cane's overrated on my book.
Well, we are going to differ on this list. Quite a bit.
All right, number 2 on my list as we make our way to number 1 for me. Olive Garden. Way overrated. Are you chuckling because you're a fan of Olive Garden?
No. I'm just I haven't even thought about going to an Olive Garden in years.
Exactly. But have you driven by one on a Friday night?
Are they busy?
Oh my God, dude, they're packed.
You're shitting.
No. Now your homework is to, on a Friday or Saturday, wherever you're going, try to find a Olive Garden in that route and drive by.
Okay.
It's absolutely packed. I mean, if you go in, I bet we could go in on a Friday at 7 and ask for waiting time. It's going to be an hour.
I think this list boils down to a simple fundamental between us here.
Okay.
I live in the city. There are no Olive Gardens in the city.
Are there none?
No. I mean, they're just...
Yeah, there are. There has to be.
There might be one, I think I've driven past.
You just don't notice them because you never go there.
Yeah, but you're in the suburbs. I mean, you see them everywhere.
No, we only have one out here.
Okay, but...
And it's packed. Now, maybe that's why it's packed, because there's only one. But still, it's packed. It's not like people aren't going. It's not good Italian food.
Oh, definitely
They have
not.
a horrible wine list. And if you're an Italian restaurant and what you're known for is a salad and breadsticks, you're overrated. I mean, if your thing is, Olive Garden, salad and breadsticks, can't wait. Come on, that's overrated. You're not that good.
I feel you. I mean, I agree. I don't think it's good food.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you getting ready to kind of go on the other side and defend them a little bit?
No, okay. Not at all. I mean, the breadsticks, I think at one point in time, nostalgia-wise, I like the breadsticks. But, I'm sure if I haven't had one in probably 20 years.
No, I'm not going to tell you I've never eaten there. I have. Everybody has.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I'm not impressed with their food. But the times that my wife and I might order something from there, because my kids want it, they think, you know how kids are, they think it's good.
Yeah.
And we go pick it up, and we say, let's sit at the bar and have a glass of wine. That's why I tell you, their wine list is awful. How can you be in an Italian restaurant, air quotes, right, and have just an awful, awful wine list? And it's just not good. Not good. And then their wine glasses look like a shot glass, with the stem. I mean, it's just awful to drink wine out of. So, yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, I'm not a fan of the restaurant at all.
Yeah.
I haven't stepped foot in one in a while.
I don't care where you live. If you're in a town of some size to it, there's going to be a much better local mom and pop Italian restaurant somewhere in your area that you can get to that's just going to blow the socks off of a
Yeah.
Olive Garden. And I would even say if you find a really good pizzeria, a lot of, advertised as a pizzeria, a lot of these places will make some good pastas.
Yeah, they're going to kick Olive Garden's ass.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So overrated for sure.
So what's number one?
Number one on my list, and I don't think I'm going to get any pushback on this from anywhere coast to coast. This is an obvious one, and sometimes the best answer is the obvious answer.
Okay.
In-N-Out Burger. Way overrated.
You're going to piss some people off?
How?
Because people hold this place in such high regard.
Listen, dude. If you have to go to a burger joint and to get a adult burger, you need at least a double or a triple. Come on. That's overrated. You and I did a little comparison. So this isn't just on a whim. We're in Texas, recently came to Texas a couple years ago, and we finally got some food from there, and we compared it to what we think is really good for our burger, kind of fast food burger joint here in Texas that has some notoriety, which is Whataburger. And did Whataburger kick its ass?
Yeah, all over the place.
And the criteria was order a single with these toppings, order a single with these toppings if we're going to do a fair comparison. And then people go, well, you got to do a double or a triple. Well, if I have to order a double or a triple to equal a single at another burger location,
then you've already you're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
So if I'm really, really hungry and I go to Whataburger and I go, shit, I'm starving, I'm going to get a double. Well, if I know a double or a triple equates to that single, what do I got to order at a In-N-Out to get something that equates to that?
Yeah, no, I'm okay. So
French fries suck.
The French fries are terrible.
Yep, awful. Their bread bun is, again, it's a great place to take kids. I mean, if you're just looking to get kid menu, In-N-Out's fantastic. But for big people, it doesn't work.
Here's the thing, and I don't want to talk too much of it because, shocker, this one's also on my list.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't want to talk too much about it.
Don't then.
Okay,
you bring
fine,
up your points
fine.
when it's your list, because that's mine. I'm done.
So that's your number one.
That's my number one.
Do you have any honorable mentions? Do you have anything like that?
I think I do. I think let's throw those in at the end.
Okay.
After you do your list.
All right, cool.
Just to make sure my honorable mention's not on yours. But the other thing I would say about In-N-Out, why I say it's overrated, the food's not awful.
No.
It's just a volume kind of thing. You don't get, to me, similar price to what we get at Whataburger, but it's not even close to the volume. You don't get what I call an adult meal. The other big thing for me is it's been here 2 years. Drive by. You're still waiting 45 minutes in line to get a burger.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's overrated right there. That just screams overrated. If you're going to wait 45 minutes, it's no longer fast food.
No, I'm going to tell you a couple things that I like about this, and they could make this restaurant way, way, way better.
When you do your list.
When I do my list.
There
There we go.
Like how I got you there?
Yeah, that was good. Okay, so number 5 on my list.
All right.
White Castle.
Okay. I'm a fan.
And I think it's more like, they've had that movie, Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Then, we don't really have White Castles around here, around Texas. I mean, maybe at least around Houston, we don't. But I've been, I travel for work all the time. And so I just had to try a White Castle. I'm like, okay, I got to try this. I got to, I'm really.
How many did you get?
I don't know, 6 of them or something like that, but so I grew up, full disclosure, I grew up eating Crystal burgers. So
Similar.
It's similar.
Yeah.
I think Crystal's way better.
Really?
I think it's just way better. Like, for some reason, I don't know, the pickles were fresher, it's just that combination was just better for me. So, yeah, I just think White Castle's a bit on the overrated side.
I haven't had one for so long. I wish I had more of an opinion on that. I just don't.
Yeah, I guess it was just
Been
more of a disappointment because people have always told me, well, if you like Crystals, you're going to love White Castle. And I tried it. I'm like,
Setting up expectations.
Yeah, sometimes that's the death of a place,
Yeah, absolutely.
But so that was number 1 on my list. So the next one I think is going to be one that pisses off people from the Northeast.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can make a guess here.
Uh-huh.
Northeast. Yeah, I got nothing. Go ahead.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, I don't think that is just being Northeast. Are you saying
I think
because
that's where it
Northeast
started.
people love it?
Yeah, Northeast people love it.
Okay.
And I think it started in Boston or something like that. I may be wrong, but anyway, they kind of moved their way back moved their way into Texas, right?
Yep.
I grew up eating Krispy Kremes. I grew up eating Shipley's and things like that. Shipley's a local kind of donut place here. Dunkin' Donuts, like, nah.
Okay, but do they make a good donut?
It's okay.
It's okay. It doesn't blow you away.
It doesn't blow me away.
Not like a Krispy Kreme hot off the press.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing. The fresh, hot donuts and stuff, I don't think they have that there.
They make it at 3 a.m. and then they serve it at 6 or something like that. So
yeah, probably. And the other thing that I don't this is the this will go to another one of my list restaurants in my list. The one thing that I think they do halfway decent is their like just standard donut shop coffee. But if that's the one thing that you have, then you're not a good restaurant.
okay, if that's all you're known for.
If that to
But
me,
are they a restaurant? Are they a donut shop? Are they a coffee shop? How would you categorize?
I'd say they're a
them?
donut shop.
Okay,
that's
how I would
categorize.
say. I mean, Dunkin' Donuts, right? It's a donut shop.
Yeah.
But if you go to a donut shop, you get a cup of coffee.
Yeah, you do.
But you're saying their coffee's better than their donut.
Correct.
And that shouldn't be the case if you're a donut
Yeah,
shop.
correct.
Okay. Fair enough. I think that's a very fair point.
so that's one. Number 3. This is another restaurant that moved into the Houston area.
Okay.
Shake Shack.
Oh, that's a good call, dude. I've eaten there twice.
Not impressed.
Not at all.
I mean, everybody say, "Oh, you got a Shake Shack? That's so cool!" All this kind of stuff. Just give me a Five Guys burger, and
100%.
I'd be way happier.
Yeah, the Shake Shack burgers. I mean, it's not good, dude.
It's
not good.
It's not. I mean, I don't know, man.
And here's the other thing. It's way overpriced.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one on your list, dude.
So if you come, if you like, for instance, and I've talked about Five Guys a few times on this show, and I really like Five Guys. First of all, you go to Five Guys, the burger's always freaking good.
Now you're selling another restaurant when this is Overrated change. You're telling us how good another one is.
No, but this is I'm comparing
Yeah.
like, burger joints,
Yeah.
like kind of a similar aspect, right? You go in, you order at the counter,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And you get, like, at Five Guys, you get a mountain of fries.
Yeah,
Like,
you never order more than a small.
never order more than a small. They fill up the whole freaking bag.
Yeah, they do.
Just pro tip here. But yeah, it's just, and it's way better. It's a way better value too.
Well, and I mean, again, there's a lot of burger places I think are better than Shake Shack.
Oh, agreed. I mean, I would probably stack Whataburger up against it and see how it compares.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But
that's a brilliant one, man. That's a really good
So
one.
to me, that one was a little overrated. Now, the next one is going to be controversial.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. McDonald's.
Oh, I don't think that's, I mean, come on. How's that controversial?
Because people are so in love with the French fries at McDonald's, like
it trumps the awful burger choices.
the awful everything on their menu.
Yeah.
I mean, here,
the McRib? Come on.
dude, I actually tried one of those like not too long ago. That is a disgusting sandwich.
Yeah.
It is so
Hey,
bad.
20 years ago, I thought it was pretty freaking good.
Yeah, me too.
What we learned, right?
I've changed.
Yeah.
I've definitely changed. So,
I do have one counter to your argument, but I'm going to let you finish, then I'll give it to you and you tell me what you think.
okay, the things that I like at McDonald's.
Oh, well, now you're going to another. Okay.
No, I'm just telling you. This is how you know this restaurant isn't good.
Okay.
Okay. I like the French fries.
Okay.
Sometimes when they're hot and they're actually like good. If you've ever eaten a cold McDonald's French fry, you're gonna not like that experience. The apple pie thing.
Yeah.
I like, and I used to like it when they had. Well, okay, and a McMuffin is not bad. That is not a bad sandwich.
See, and that's where I was going to go. I was going to say their breakfast menu.
It's better.
It's pretty good. I'm going to give them credit for their breakfast menu. They're solid on their bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. whether you like bacon or sausage. Their Egg McMuffin's pretty solid. And I give them some credit for creativity, staying kind of hip in the market with, the, what do they call it? Where they have it's like not two pancakes, but two waffles that are between the same
McGriddle.
The McGriddle.
Yeah, that's kind of unique.
Yeah,
I like that.
So they've come up with some new things. They've tried to up their coffee game. So I give them a little bit of credit there, but I definitely agree with you that I think they're overrated.
I mean, have you tried a Big Mac recently? It's not a good hamburger.
Can I tell you, I've never had a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Never
okay.
have.
Okay. So you're not missing much.
I've always been that quarter pounder guy when I went to McDonald's.
Yeah, I gotcha. The thing I like about the Big Mac is the sauce. And if that's the only thing,
go figure.
That's the only thing you like about a hamburger, I think it's like
if that's what makes it special.
Yeah,
the sauce.
I think
it is a special sauce.
It's that secret sauce, baby. Okay, and number one on my list, you know because you mentioned it,
and we both had it at number one.
Yeah,
so you agree with me that it's highly overrated.
In-N-Out Burger is totally overrated.
Okay, good.
Okay, this is another thing. The takeaway. I like their lettuce and I like their tomato.
Yeah, when we compared these two burgers, that was the highlight. Was their veggies are fresh
and their bun wasn't bad.
Yeah, wasn't a bad bun. And buns are important.
Yeah. I mean, it's what holds the sandwich together.
Absolutely.
So I can give them credit there, but the fries suck.
Fries are awful.
The burger is about as you might be able to see through it.
My big problem with their fries are they look like toothpicks.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
They're so small. I mean, I want a fry that I can pick up. If I pick up one, I can eat a fry.
Yeah,
you got to pick up like 15 to get a bite.
Yeah,
so not a fan.
Yeah, so that's my 5 here.
Okay.
Now, I will say, if we're going to want to go for some honorable mention.
Okay, go ahead. What do you have for an honorable mention? Close to making the list, just didn't quite get there.
This would really piss some people off.
Okay, I'm ready to
And it did not make the list barely because, anyway, Chick-fil-A.
Well, that would make your overrated list?
Their fries are fucking horrible.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of the fries, dude. The waffle fry?
They're so limp and gross.
No, they're not.
I hate them.
They're cooked very well. I've never been through a Chick-fil-A where it wasn't cooked well. Solid bun. You get choice on the quality chicken. You get hot, spicy, or regular. You can get deluxe with lettuce, tomato. You got salads. You got nuggets.
I like the Popeyes chicken sandwich better.
It sounds like you like Cane's better than Chick-fil-A.
I do.
Oh my gosh, dude. You're wrong. I can't believe that's your honorable mention.
That's an honorable mention.
Let me tell you, the difference between Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out, you're 45 minutes to an hour in an In-N-Out line for a drive-through if you see it. Chick-fil-A can be, 4 blocks long and you're through in 15 minutes.
No, and that's why it did not make my list, because they have good service.
Great service.
They have that really efficient as long as the lines look. Really efficient. I do like the chicken sandwich. It's fine. I don't think it's anything special.
Wow.
And
I'm blown away. This is your honorable mention.
And their fries are terrible.
Man, I'm a huge... One of the reasons I go there is because their fries, along with their fantastic chicken. I mean, their fries are so good, man. Their waffle fries, I'm a huge fan. A waffle fry, man, if you get a sauce, you can dip it in, and it catches it in all those little chambers all the way. I mean, you get good sauce to fry ratio.
I like a crunchy
with
fry,
that kind of
and
fry.
I feel like they're not crunchy fries.
So it's not necessarily Chick-fil-A. You just don't like their choice of cut a fry on their menu.
Yeah, and fries.
You're not a waffle fry guy.
And fries are important, right? I mean, like
they are.
If you're a fast food restaurant, fries.
Okay.
And I just don't like the fries.
So you're telling me a chicken place, they're honorable mention because you don't like their French fries?
Correct.
Nothing to do with their chicken.
Yeah, but do you just order a chicken sandwich and go? You don't have a side?
Sure.
I mean, that's fine.
Get
if
a
that's
salad.
what you're gonna do.
No, I'm just kidding because we were giving Duncan a hard time about coffee and being a donut shop.
Yeah,
this is a chicken shop. They do chicken good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm just giving you a hard time because you're judging them so hard on their fries.
I just don't like the fries. The thing
now
is,
I got to ask though, are you not a waffle fry in general, or just not?
If they're crunchy and nice, yeah, I'm into it. But I just feel like they're just kind of just not doing it for me.
You can tell you kind of struck a nerve with me on this one. Huh?
I knew I would when you mentioned
People.
it earlier.
Yeah,
and I knew I would strike a nerve with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like for instance, if I'm going to pick like the best fries, okay. I don't know if you've ever had Rallies or Checkers fries.
No, we have a Checkers that opened up out here, and I've never been.
The fries are really good. They have kind of like a Cajun kind of thing going on.
Okay.
And they're real crispy. Like, I like crispy fries. If you give me a box.
Well, I wonder if you could ask for extra crispy when you go through the drive-thru. I've never done that.
I've never tried.
It's not a bad idea.
So maybe give it a try. I kind of like it like my pizza. I want to have a crunch to it.
Yeah, extra crispy.
But and that's the one thing I can say that McDonald's can do. Like when they're hot, you get them just the right.
Yeah, but
moment.
are they French fries? I mean, I know for a fact Chick-fil-A uses real potatoes. Does McDonald's?
Potato product.
Because I saw this thing on Facebook where a guy said he left McDonald's French fries in his drawer for like a year. No mold, no nothing. I'm going, that's pretty bad. What the hell are we eating that they're calling French fries?
Oh, God. It's a fry product.
Okay, it looks like a French fry.
Looks like it's just like the McRib. It's not really a rib.
It's not a rib. Yeah. But they made it look like it.
But anyway, what do you got on your honorable mention?
My honorable mention, I threw a steakhouse on there. Overrated.
Which one?
The one from Down Under.
Oh God, that one is so bad.
It's awful.
It's so bad. The best thing that they have there is the bread with the whipped butter.
Oh, I was going to say the blooming onion. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
The blooming onion.
Not too bad. I like that. I mean, it's blooming bad for you.
My problem with Outback Steakhouse is a couple of things. One, if it's a steakhouse, it should be a quality meat, and it's not. That might be why their cost is, it's the low budget steakhouse. It's the new Sizzler of today, right? It's where you go to you say you're eating at a steakhouse, but are you?
I mean, for chain steakhouse restaurants, there are way better options in my opinion.
20 of them.
I mean, I'd rather go to Saltgrass than go to, the Outback, and I don't think Saltgrass is even that great.
No, but 100 times better, if not more, than Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take Longhorn over.
Outback. 100%, absolutely.
So yeah, no, I'm with you.
And I haven't been in years. Maybe they've upped their game, but I haven't been in years for a reason.
I also don't go to a lot of steakhouses, to be honest.
This is true too,
because I just rather cook a steak at home.
Yeah, fair point. Very fair point. But as steakhouses go, always, again, when you drive by, it's always packed. And I know it's not good. So it definitely qualifies in my book as overrated.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel you there. I'm just trying to think of, is there anything worse than Outback? I can't really think of it. Not steakhouse. There really isn't anything worse.
No. Texas Roadhouse, which is more of a upscale Chili's, does a way better steak than a steakhouse called Outback.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, not even close.
Yes.
Yeah, and I get peanuts there at Texas Roadhouse, and awesome bread.
Yeah. Oh, anyway. The bread is good at Texas Roadhouse.
Hell
now.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually is tasty.
Yeah, that might be a future top 5. Who has the best rolls?
Best rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That could be a good one.
For sure. I'm trying to, we might be stealing this one from Rhett and Link on Mythical Morning.
Okay.
But they did something similar to
really?
this too.
Well.
But that's okay. I mean,
but I didn't know that.
It's a good idea.
So, yeah.
It's a good idea for sure. So
yeah.
Okay, we need to start doing more of these little top 5
I
lists,
do too. I think we are. I think we're going to have a new series, a new segment, or not a segment, but a new episode series called The Top 5.
The Top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to be all about food and drink.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, and like we might even go with like a top 5 nostalgic things from our youth.
Yeah,
snacks.
I think so. Things you enjoyed eating back in the day.
We talked about doing potentially doing one on like the ice creams.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely,
and desserts.
Neo's the best ice cream. Neo.
Yeah. What, is that like what's in the Matrix?
It'll be on the. It's a little teaser for the ice cream episode.
I'm partial because actually Bluebell used to be one of my customers.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. But
all right, you ready for the next top 5 for today's list?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
And you're going first here.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay. This
and the category again. Go ahead.
Yeah, the category is things food and drink combinations.
Yeah, top 5 food and beverage pairings.
Yeah.
So whatever kind of beverage, whatever kind of food you think this type of food, this kind of drink goes together the best, from 5 to 1, go Carter.
Okay. Number 5. This is from my youth for sure.
Okay.
I used to really like a very nostalgic thing, but I don't know if you ever had those Hillshire Farms like peanut butter crackers. Like they came in like a little long pack that kind of looked
6
like
of them in there?
6 of them in there and all that kind of
a
stuff.
golf course snack for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so as a child, I used to really like eating those crackers with just Coca-Cola.
Really? Peanut butter and Coke?
It goes so well. But
Okay.
a lot of people in the South put peanuts in their Coke,
I have heard that. I've never done it. I have heard that. It's to add salt, I guess? Is it a salty peanut?
It's kind of like the sweet and the salty.
And then do you finish the Coke and the peanuts come out the end? You're just kind of shaking the can, getting your peanuts out?
Yeah.
Interesting. Not opposed to trying it.
Now I don't particularly like that because I'd prefer eating like a peanut butter cracker, with the Coke, and it just kind of cuts it's just nostalgia. It's just nostalgia. And I used to, I grew up in Alabama, L.A., Mobile, Alabama, and we were all everybody there, follows the Saints. We're all Saints fans down there. And I just remember, Sunday, it was kind of like a Sunday tradition for me. I'd watch the Saints games with my parents, and I'd get like a little pack of those crackers and have a Coke with it, and it just seemed to hit the spot, So that's just a little nostalgia throwback here.
Peanut butter crackers and a Coke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not something I would have ever thought was going to be on a list. Peanut butter crackers and a Coke.
You got to try it.
I got to try it now.
Try it.
I'm not opposed to trying that. Absolutely.
It's just a little comforting.
Okay.
Now we're gonna get a little more like on the chefy side later in the list, and that kind of stuff.
All right.
But I just wanted to put a little throwback in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
My next combination I've discovered recently in life, but I just freaking love it.
All right.
It also has to do with peanut butter.
Somebody has a fetish with peanut butter.
I love peanut butter. My wife can't stand it.
Really?
Oh, John hates peanut butter.
I didn't know. Did I know that?
I don't
feel
know.
like I might have known that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, Knob Creek picks, a really good Knob Creek pick, being the bourbon.
Okay.
And a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Again, I mean, never tried it, but not opposed to it. I'm a bourbon guy.
You've got kind of that
chocolate,
nutty aspect, to the Knob Creek. It just kind of goes along with the
peanut butter and the chocolate.
And the chocolate goes great with bourbon.
Yeah.
Chocolate goes great with, and bourbon really actually goes pretty well with peanut butter. It's kind of a sweet, salty, it'll cut.
I would try that.
Yeah, so that's something that I just really like. And it's something that I found is something that I like to do at the, if I'm having during a night of the week where I'm not drinking a wine or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting around watching a TV show, this is my little dessert.
Okay.
Is having something like that. Okay. Number 3, pizza and Sangiovese anything.
So it has to be a Sangiovese, not just like pizza and red wine?
I want to get more specific with it.
Okay, fair enough.
But because I do think so. Pizza and Sangiovese, specifically because if you say red wine, well, if you got a big bold cab, you could just kill it. It wouldn't be.
Yeah, but okay, you go ahead.
It would be fine, but it wouldn't be my first selection.
Okay,
I think it's just the Sangiovese.
You're a fan of Brunello.
You know it, baby.
Yeah.
You know it. But yeah, and it's interesting. We had this conversation, not too long ago.
Last night.
Yeah, we did record it last night. I find that there's a lot of like Sangiovese haters in Houston. There's a lot of people who don't particularly like it.
Yeah, and I don't know why that is, but you know what? I'm going to chalk it up to there can be a lot of haters in Houston on a lot of things.
Yeah, we do have a fair number of those.
Very opinionated.
Very opinionated. But,
I will give them credit. A lot of people here with a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, sure.
But can be very opinionated on things. Take a stance.
But I do think that the pizza Sangiovese, just a perfect combination.
Okay, that's number 3.
Number 3. Number 2. Steak. And this is my choice, but it could be.
So you're getting specific again. Okay.
It could be. So as far as steak, I'm not as concerned about that.
Okay.
The steak cut of meat, but I like big Northern Rhone Syrah.
Okay.
And I think that would goes well with a steak. I'd also be a nice big Super Tuscan would also go well with a steak. So, I mean, I don't want to narrow it down too much, but I think the classic steak and red wine.
I would agree with that.
It's hard to beat that combination.
Solid pick.
Solid
pick. Not on my list, but a solid pick.
Gosh.
And I'll tell you why it's not on my list later, but you go ahead.
But as far as this particular combination.
Absolutely. It's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Beef and red wine.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat it.
Yeah.
And then number 1 on my list, and this just has to do with, it's really, it could have been, I could have made this list a top 20. I mean, this is.
You haven't said a food category that I'm surprised by, so I think it must be your number 1. But go ahead.
No, it's not that. It's pizza again.
What?
Pizza with champagne.
You're doing pizza twice?
Yeah.
But okay.
But it's a totally different experience, right? I mean, that's now I can name another one.
Couldn't you say pizza and wine, and that would be a kind of a category?
I wanted to get more narrow.
Okay, all right. That's your call. If you wanted to get that narrow.
But
I feel like you're kind of losing an opportunity. But this is your list. You get to do what you want.
Like I said, there could be a whole bunch of it, but there's reasons behind it. So peeling back the curtain, this is something my wife really likes. So this is something that I've grown to really like. And it's something we share together.
And you're saying pizza and champagne?
Yeah.
Okay, so it can't be bubbles from anywhere else. See? Now I'm getting I
prefer champagne.
Yeah.
I would prefer champagne.
But acceptable to have bubbles from somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
Cava,
Franciacorta, something like that would be also good. But, I mean, ultimately,
champagne.
It's champagne.
You are a baller. We established that.
I try.
Yeah,
I try. I'm on the practice squad.
And this was number 1 for you.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Okay.
But like I said, yes, there are more classic combinations that I'm not including in my list. This is a very tailored to me specific list. Yeah. But
these are your favorite food pairings. It's not wrong.
To me, I thought about it pretty heavy, and I could have listed a bunch of things. But I wanted to list things that kind of bring memories.
Yeah, and it's what you really enjoy.
Yeah. So there you go.
I'm with you. I went a little more general in my, category of beverage because I want to be able to have that flexibility to go, maybe I want bubbles, maybe I want red wine.
I get it.
So I took that as a, because we weren't specific that you had to nail it down to the specific type of, beer. Does it have to be a lager? Does it have to be a stout? We didn't go that. I just said beer.
Okay.
So my list is in that kind of world of being a little more general.
Yeah, sure.
And there's beverages that I really enjoy to drink. And we'll start in the morning when you're kicking off your day. Absolutely love a coffee.
Yep.
I
would have loved to put that on my list. Coffee is awesome.
If you didn't put pizza twice, you could have.
Yeah, but I did.
I'm just kidding.
I did.
I don't have this a lot, but when we go out to a coffee shop or somewhere, usually I'm just a coffee in the morning, but when we go out somewhere, I'm going to have a coffee at a coffee shop, and they have a banana nut muffin and a cup of coffee. To me, that's kind of like just a treat for me. That's a pairing that I absolutely enjoy. And when I see what looks like a good, banana nut muffin, I want it with a pour over coffee. We're not talking about a cappuccino or a latte. I want a good, solid pour over coffee with a really good banana nut muffin and maybe like a blueberry muffin or something else. But to me, that's just a great pairing. And I really enjoy that on the occasions that I have it. It's solid.
Coffee and donuts was going to be one of my, up there.
Yeah. Number 4 on my list is seafood and white wine. And seafood is general because I love shrimp, I love oysters, I love, mussels, I love lobster, whether it's a nice piece of, some fish fillet that you like, whether it's sea bass or, trout or whatever it might be. But seafood and white wine, fantastic pairings.
Can't argue with it, on that. I mean, it's great.
Goes well together and one of our favorites.
Oh man, a ceviche sometimes, like something like that, oh man, when I think of white wine, I just think of like it's springtime,
fresh, crisp, refreshing a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, number 3 on my list. I think this is an American classic. Mm-hmm. I think from 3-year-olds to 80-year-olds will agree with this.
Okay.
Cookies and milk.
Can't argue with you there.
Classic pairing, right? Whether it's a fresh, hot baked, homemade chocolate chip cookie out of the oven. I'm not a dunker. I don't know. A lot of people are. I like Oreos, but I'm not a dunker. My wife is a big time dunker. But having a bite of a cookie or 2 bites of a cookie and then just washing that down with some milk, ice cold, good milk. Just a classic pairing that I don't think you get a lot of pushback on.
No, you're not going to get any from me. I mean, I'm a dunker, but
are you really?
Yeah, I like. But see, it's only on certain cookies.
Do you have we may have to do our top 5 cookies.
Well, yeah,
that might be good.
So like if you're dunking, it has to be a pretty crispy cookie.
It's got to be a solid cookie. Yeah. It's got to be put together well. You don't want it falling off and sinking.
As like a kid, I would get. Mom would occasionally get us like Chips Ahoy or something like that.
Yeah.
And not the greatest cookie in the world, but they're kind of hard.
Right.
You dunk them in the milk and it just kind of softens them up. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Number 2 on my list.
Okay.
It's getting to be summertime and everybody's cooking out back. And one of the favorite things to cook out back on a grill is a good solid burger. And to me, I don't drink a ton of beer, but when you have a really good burger and you can have a really good beer, to me, it's just a great pairing. It goes really well together.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. I mean, burgers and beer, hell yeah.
Burgers go with wine or whatever too, but there's something about on a hot day, a cold beer with a really good burger goes really well together.
To me, I would kind of go maybe in a slightly different direction. And this is more of a nostalgic kind of thing, but like a hot dog and a beer, that kind of works because it's like, you think about going to the ballpark and all that kind of stuff. I know that, that's something like that.
That's to me, again, this is top 5, kind of because it means something to you.
Yeah.
Not where a hot dog to me is kind of a, what's easy to get and eat with a beer real quick, like at a ballpark or something. Sure. How often do you go, hey, we're going to invite some friends over and make hot dogs? But how often do you go, let's cook some gourmet burgers tonight, make some badass burgers? Yeah. So that's why, I'm just saying that's why it fell to the beer. I don't disagree with you on hot dogs. I think hot dogs are a great food. I think doing a hot dog bar sometimes can be a great idea, but for beer, I think a burger just kind of elevates the experience.
So, like, here's where I'd differ with you.
Okay.
Is if you think of like a bratwurst. Right
now, you're changing the game a little bit.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Okay. All right.
Kind of the concept because, like, when I do my bratwurst, I actually cook them in the
boil
beer.
them in beer.
Yeah, and I reduce it down to where that beer actually makes like a glaze.
Okay.
And I roll the bratwurst in that. Oh, dude.
Different category there. Well, I invite friends over for kind of sausage sandwiches. Whether it be sausage and peppers, Italian sausages and peppers, or bratwurst.
Yeah.
That's worth it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, a hot dog is like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's really good, but you're not going to invite friends over to eat that.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay.
I get you.
That's my stance. Yeah. Next time I come over to your house, you might be like, we're having hot dogs. I don't know.
Tough shit.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, you can have one if you want. I'm going to have one.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. The last number one for me, and you probably know it because I haven't said it yet. I'm a huge fan of pizza and love to make it at home. Dough, sauce, everything, not the ingredients.
Yeah.
But love pizza and red wine. I mean, a lot of people might go, pizza and beer. I'm not going to argue with you on that. That's your preference. I don't have an issue with that. I think a lot of people like pizza and beer. Fine choice. I don't have an issue with that. But for me, pizza and wine is red wine specifically, absolutely fantastic. Now, you've exposed me to the bubbles in pizza. Haven't had it enough for it to, kind of climb the ladder for me. But
try it more.
Pizza and red wine, and I'm vague on my red wine because sometimes I'm in the mood for a Zinfandel, sometimes a Sangiovese, sometimes you just want a big cab out back. So when you have a slice or two, you can finish that bottle, no worries. But pizza and red wine, I think, is a fantastic pair.
Well, yeah, I mean, I mean, obviously, I agree with you. And honestly, I love pizza. It's just it was going to make my list no matter what.
Yeah,
because I just love pizza. But yeah, I think it's an awesome combination. Now on the beer thing, I'm not really a big fan of that combo, but I have had where you have something kind of light, like just something like a Hefeweizen or something that's got a little less of a heavy kind of thing going on. It can be good.
Yeah,
it can be good, but I'd really prefer wine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and again, everybody's palate's a little bit different, right? What they like.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not a, there might be some people who go, I'd rather have a really good glass of red wine with a really good burger. Nothing wrong with that either.
No.
I
mean, shoot, burger.
These are our preferences.
A burger and red wine sounds pretty freaking good.
It's pretty good. We went that route a few times, but on a hot day, a burger and a cold beer is really good.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
One of my favorite things.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't complain with your list. I freaking love seafood and white wine too.
Yeah, seafood and white wine, fantastic.
It would have. You can go a lot with this list. This is
saying that. You have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I do. I think that I really like the sandwich. It's called a croque madame.
Oh, a French sandwich.
A French sandwich.
Cheese on top.
It's cheese on top. That and a nice crisp white wine. Okay. Very good. Just something that's got the acid to cut through the fat and that kind of thing. Really good.
You have another one, or is that?
I think the other one is just it'd go back to the coffee thing for me, and I just coffee and breakfast. I mean, I want my coffee in the morning. I drink coffee every day, and I like to have if I'm having a nice morning where I'm having breakfast and everything, coffee comes first, and along with some eggs, some omelets, some whatever. It just goes well together.
Okay, coffee and breakfast. I like that. I've got a couple of honorable mentions. A big Italian fan. Pizza kind of trumped on number one, but I do love pasta with a red sauce. And pasta with a red sauce, again, with a red wine, is a classic pairing that I think is fantastic. Absolutely love it. I'm a big fan of pastas and how creative and versatile you can get with, what you do with pastas. So I think it kind of opens the world up a little bit. Yeah. And then again with red wines. And it doesn't always have to be Italian. Usually is for me. But, red wine, again, wide open. Depending on what you like, you might want something depending on what you have in your pasta. From the Northern Rhone or the Southern Rhone or from Bordeaux.
Sure.
So I just think pasta and red wine is a classic pairing, and I think really, really good. And then I have one more that I've really started to get more and more into here recently, and I think it's fantastic, and it's made the honorable mention just because I haven't had it enough, but it's rising the ladder pretty quick. Asian food, most of the time prefer it to be spicy with a Riesling. Now I'm getting specific in the wine because I think Asian food and Rieslings pair so well, especially when it's a little bit of spice in there.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. And that would cut. That would do it.
Yeah. So those are my two honorable mentions. Is there anything that, as we went through this list, you're thinking of something going, how do we leave that off? I can't really think of anything that I go, oops.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, like, I like I like Bloody Marys, but I don't know what I pair it with. I just drink them, you know. And that's. I
think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah. I mean, guys, hey, if there's some other top 5 lists that you want, please let us know. We'll do them.
Yeah, check us out on our Facebook group. Would love to see people put some comments in there on top 5 overrated food chains. I think we'll put a little thing out maybe today and put that, and then top 5 food and beverage pairings.
Yeah.
And if you're listening and you go find us on Facebook, look for those threads and join in on the conversation, man. I'd love to see what people think, or be curious to see what people really enjoy, eating and drinking together that maybe we haven't thought of, or maybe we haven't tried.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. There's it's endless what you could put on there.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah. That's a fun episode, man. I'm looking forward to doing more of these top 5s.
Heck
we
yeah,
mix
man.
them into the show a little bit.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, good time, man. Really good time. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Curious to see what a lot of you guys are thinking about our list and maybe what you might have with some of these foods or some of these drinks. But appreciate you guys listening as we do every week, and thanks so much. Come back and join us for the next one. And until our next episode, enjoy your next pour.
Cheers, everybody.